Good morning, everybody. Welcome this morning. It is Tuesday, August 4th. Our summer is winding down. And I don't know what you have planned for the end of the summer, if anything. All of our plans. Seems like the only thing we could really do is camp, be outdoors. Oh, did I see the Housers come in? I'm missing people already. Welcome, Stephen Andrea, if that was you. Brittany George, watching from Florida. Welcome this morning. Wendy Chadwick, welcome. Hey, Rochelle, there's my cousin. Welcome. Caleb Ankar, Jan Atkins. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Carmen Lego. Elisa Knox, good morning. There's my mom. Good morning to you. Larissa and Louie, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Janice, good morning. Beautiful morning. Mike and Kim, good morning. Carmen, welcome. Hey, Mike and Kim, are you guys still in Florida? Or are you home yet? I'm having trouble keeping up with everybody. Lori Cares, welcome. Stacy Riggle, welcome this morning, all the way from Wyoming, there in Gillette. I'm glad to see you this morning. We missed you guys, so it's really fun to see your name here. And if Lily and Micah happen to be watching, good morning to you. Terry, good morning, whoever is there. Scott Buckley, welcome this morning. Good morning. Okay, so Mike and Kim, you guys got home last night. I'm glad you're home safe. Well, this morning we are in Psalm 4. Psalm 4. Alyssa Tucker, welcome this morning. Jim and Kathy Fuente, welcome to you. Sorry, I have a notification. I have to swipe off my screen. There we go. Daryl and Suzanne, welcome. Hey, we're praying for you, Suzanne. Just praying that all the doctor's tests go well for you. Wow, I'm getting a real blown out. Let's see what I can do. Does that help? There. Whoop, I don't know why my phone's doing that. It's struggling with this light for some reason. There we go. I don't know why oh boy. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe if I do this. Well, I think when I swiped, I did something to the aperture. It wants to. This might be a disaster. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if I point it to the sun. I'm trying to trick my camera into adjusting so that it doesn't blow out. I think it's just going to struggle. This is, the limitation of a phone. There's not a manual way for me to adjust any of the settings, so it's just gonna do its weird thing this morning. Claudia, Bob and Claudia, welcome this morning. Deanne, fine, welcome. We're in Psalm 4. We'll just deal with whatever my camera's trying to do this morning. And this is a psalm of David during an interesting time where it appears to be a conspiracy is afoot, and he's praying about this, and so I'm just going to read it and we'll make some comments. So he says, "Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O men, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call of him." So he's addressing people. Let's see, if I do this, maybe it'll help. Okay, that might be the ticket. So David is addressing people who are listening to lies. He's not talking to the conspirators directly here, if that's what's happening, but he's speaking to those who are being tempted to listen to them. He says, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. And I'm pretty sure that's him referring to himself, that God has anointed him as king. He's been put in a place of authority, and like it or not, God is watching over him. And so here's his advice to those who are listening to these conspirators. He says, be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own words on your beds and be silent. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. I'm going to circle back around to this verse, but I'm going to keep reading to the end of the psalm for context. There are many who say, who will show us some good? Lift up the light of your face upon us, O Lord. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace I both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. So David is obviously concerned because there are those who, that just bugs me. My phone is doing this. There are those, he is concerned because there are those who are speaking ill of his policies. And in leadership, this happens no matter what. You can't please everybody. And especially when the country might be facing a difficult time, and you are making decisions that you feel is best for the good of the country or the good of the people, and but not everybody likes your decisions, and they're going to grumble and complain and conspire against you. And he's saying that's bothering him, so he's crying out to God. God, help me. You're the one who's in charge of this nation, Israel. You're the one who is putting me in this place of leadership, and there's conspiracy afoot, and people are grumbling and complaining. They're angry. And so he turns to them and says, he gives them this advice in verse 4, be angry, do not sin, ponder in your hearts, lie in your bed, be silent. Okay, you can have a different opinion about how to do things, and I get that it's hard. I get that it's, we're all in a struggle right now. But he says, this is verse 5, offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. He's already said, God has anointed me as the leader. It's okay that you have a different opinion about how things should go, but if you fight against me, you're basically fighting against God, because God has anointed David as the king. And so lay in your bed, don't join this conspiracy against me, those who would seek to overthrow my leadership. But go to God, put your trust in God, go to the temple, pray for the nation of Israel, pray for me as your king, and offer the right sacrifices. Check your own heart, lest you find yourself fighting against God. This makes me think about the argument within the leadership of the Pharisees when they were trying to figure out, what do we do with Peter and John as they were preaching the gospel of Jesus? And they wanted to threaten them and beat them, put them in jail, and but one person, Gamaliel, no, not Gamaliel, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was. Anyway, he stands up, and he was a respected member of the council there, and he said, let's not do anything. Let's just wait. Let's trust in the Lord, because if what they're doing is of men, it's going to go away. I mean, look at the other rebellions that rose up, and we didn't like that, and it was dispersed, and nothing came of them. If that's the case here, if they're just following men, then it'll die out. But if they're really following God, if these are men of God, we ought to be careful lest we find ourselves fighting against God. And they ultimately didn't listen to him. Well, they did. They released them and so on. But it makes me think of that. And obviously you can see the relevance here to our own nation, and how much grumbling and complaining over current policies that are in place due to the pandemic, There's a lot of grumbling and complaining and anger flying around regarding this topic. Also, anger and flying around against with regard to racism and even well, just you pick your poison. You pick whatever it is that's making people angry, and all you have to do is read a little bit on social media, and that's exactly where we are today. I mean, this is the platform we're using to talk about the Psalms, is social media, and you see how much anger is being displayed. And here's the deal. I think this is what the counsel that David gives, I think, is a good counsel for all of us. Is it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be agitated over this stuff and to disagree about policy and so on. It's not okay to, in your anger, sin. So how do, I think in our sphere, it's just important for us to remember that all of us are being viewed as, all of us who place our faith in Jesus are being evaluated according to our faith. So we can say things and express our viewpoint, but I just want to help us to really consider that what tone do we take? What words do we use? What arguments do we make? And how does that reflect who Jesus is in our heart? I think Jesus is all for justice. Jesus is all for doing what is right, but he also does it he also commands us to do it in ways that are not serving our own purpose and doing it in any kind of selfish way. He talks about loving your enemies and praying for those who persecute you. I mean, we're not any different than anybody else if we only are kind to people that we agree with. And so on. That's Jesus' argument in Matthew chapter 5, right at the end of the chapter. But we are to love our enemies and pray for those who disagree with us. And how can we make the love of God more appealing while holding on to our own conscience? It's okay to disagree. Like I said, that's what David's saying. And one of the things he says here that made me think of, I might be taking this a little out of context, but in verse 6 he says, "There are many who say, 'Who will show us some good?'" And I think that's a part of the conspiracy against David, that he's bringing out the argument. Who will show us some good? In other words, we don't like David as the leader. We don't like his current policies. And so we want someone in place who's going to who shows us some good, do things that we like. And the common phrase that I hear in our current culture is confirmation bias. In other words, you align yourself with whomever agrees with your opinion. So that's the argument you make, or that's the people you align yourself with, and so on, because you like what they are having to say. Who will show us some good? David's saying it's okay to disagree, just do not sin in your anger. Offer right sacrifices to God. Ultimately, God is in control. And we have to put our trust in him. And because we're putting our trust in God, it helps us to navigate these very troubling times in a way that reflects positively on the message of the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. And for all of us who claim to believe in Jesus Christ, that is our higher authority. The gospel is more important than my personal rights. The glorification of God and his plan, his program is more important than my comfort, my getting the desires of my heart, what I would prefer. That is more important. And so we lay down our lives for the sake of the gospel. So that means sometimes we swallow our pride a little bit. That means sometimes we choose to be patient when everything inside us wants to, I want to say this thing, and so we be patient. We sleep on it. It's like, hey, go lie in bed. What does he say? He talks about sleeping on it. Be angry, do not sin. Ponder your own hearts on your beds and be silent. Maybe that's a way of saying, hey, sleep on it before you say something, right? Don't just type away and shoot out a reply on the internet in your anger. He said, no, be silent, sleep on it, before you respond. And so I want to just lay that out there. I thought it was interesting, this psalm and its relevance to today's our world today. And I think this is a time frame that the church, people who profess faith in Jesus Christ, can really shine. How we can humble ourselves and be patient and kind and generous while living according to your conscience and expressing opinions and concerns that may be contrary to another person's opinion and concern. Keep in mind that people are examining us as believers, and how do we display the love of God in the process. So if you're angry, do not sin. If you're angry, put your trust in the Lord. Sleep on it before you respond. Sorry. Before you respond. This is the day I forgot my little water bottle. So hopefully that will go away, that tickle. That's just a good word today that David offers us and helps us to navigate this emotionally up and down journey of life. I'm hoping that you are blessed today, and we will see you again tomorrow morning. Actually, I won't see you because I'm going to have a guest, a devotional speaker tomorrow, and you'll see them. And so I will see you on Thursday. But tune in tomorrow for another devotion, and God bless you today.